Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Dear students, today our topic is coordinate geometry. We will explain Cartesian plan. In a plan to locate the position of a point, we take two lines XO, X dash and YO, Y dash intersecting each other at point O, which are at right angles to each other, which is called the origin of the Cartesian system. Horizontal line x dash O x is called the x-axis, and the vertical line y O y dash is called the y-axis. This is y-axis and this is x-axis. The point where x dash OX and y dash OY cross each other is called the origin, which is denoted by point O. Since the positive directions OX and OY denote the positive directions, therefore OX and OY are called positive directions of x-axis and y-axis. In a similar manner, OX dash and OY dash are called the negative directions of x-axis and y-axis respectively. These two axes, that is x-axis and y-axis, these are called axes. Divide this plan into four equal parts, which are called as quadrants, numbered as first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant, anti-clockwise from OX. Now OX and OY. OX and OY are the part of first quadrant, that is XOY plan. Similarly, OY and OX dash are the part of second quadrant, that is XO X dash OY plan. Similarly, OX dash and OY dash are the part of third quadrant, which is called X dash OY dash plan. In a similar way, OX and OY dash are the part of fourth quadrant, which is called XOY dash plan.
Yes.
Also, OY dash and OX. Now we call the plan as, the Cartesian plan or the coordinate plan. This plan is also called coordinate plan or Cartesian plan, or XY plan The axes are called the coordinate axis. These axes are called also as coordinate axis. The origin O has zero distance from both axes, that is from x-axis and y-axis, that it has zero distance. The coordinates of the origin are 0, 0. Coordinates of origin are 0, 0. Now, if a point is in first quadrant, then the point will be in the form plus plus. That will be x distance will be positive, y distance will be positive. Since first quadrant is enclosed by enclosed by the positive x-axis, and the positive y-axis, and the positive y-axis. If a point is in the second quadrant, then the point will be in the form minus comma plus, that is x will be negative and y will be positive, since second quadrant is enclosed by negative x-axis and positive y-axis. Negative x-axis and positive y-axis. If a point is in third quadrant, then the point will be in the form minus comma minus, that is x distance will be negative, y distance will be negative, since third quadrant is enclosed by the negative x-axis and the negative y-axis. If a point is in the fourth quadrant, then the point will be in the form plus comma minus, that will indicate x is positive and y is negative, since fourth quadrant is enclosed by positive x-axis and negative y-axis. Positive x-axis and negative y-axis.